Yes, yes, yes. Adam and Ryan show. But guess what? Only Adam right now. Maybe we're gonna get Ryan in a little bit, but right now, he went off skiing. Would you look at that? He went and decided to go skiing with the family, and I guess he's in some Airbnb. He's trying to tell me that we're gonna start this thing at 9 o'clock. Can't let our folks wait until 9 o'clock. Our viewers, you and actually, I was ready to get started. So that's what we're about to do to get started tonight. Ryan may be plugging in shortly here. He was saying something around 9:30ish. So we'll see if he shows up. Oh, actually 9 o'clock. I didn't say 9:30. But anyways, welcome to the show. If you've been watching, this is our Thursday night show where we do a lot in regards to Adam and Ryan talking, going through some cool things that are happening along on the internet, around the world. And specifically lately, we've been into the AI space. Hey, there is oh, Jesus Christ, we got a promotion. We don't need no promotions. We're not promoting people in the chat here. What the heck? Hey, where's my dechatify? Shoot. Let me see where that is. Oh, there it is. I can turn off the chat. I shouldn't have moved that button so far away from that. But anyway, that's somebody. Hey, babe. How you doing? Just you and me. Kind of chilling right now, but Ryan's not here. He'll be here. I'm gonna probably pull him in through a virtual call. But what I wanted to do tonight and just get started with is start with the board game. We're just going all in tonight. No other frills on the show. We're going Midjourney, Chat GPT. It's been a long work. Oh yeah, you get to see my sexy face. Too bad you weren't kissing my sexy face. Now that would have been better, huh? A light snake. Yeah, we need to do a light snake. For sure. Well, check this out. Talking about cards, I did print out some cards that. Let's see here. Can you see this one? Ooh, it's scary. That has nothing to do. There's no real words there. But this is a Chat GPT, and I tried to print out the card. It looks way too big. That one's way too big. You might like this one. It's like a witch. Here, let's see if we can see it. This isn't like a witch wizard plant thing. Like, has a female-esque face, but a beard and a hat. It's like a Christmas tree orb. I like these two, whatever they are. We're going to come up with some names. So you got the two that are here. This one's like the witchy one, and then this is like some kind of troll. I don't know if they're I guess they do have some Christmassy feels to it. Hold on a second. We got some text chat coming in. Uh-oh. Higley is letting us know that he is setting up, so he may be joining us shortly. So anyhow, one of the things that we've been doing, if you haven't been keeping up with us, which you should watch our VOD, it's over on YouTube. We don't have a lot of subscribers yet. We've been streaming for a year now. We really haven't been promoting too much, but that's okay because we do this for fun. And we do it for those of you that may be watching later down the line on how this thing all comes together. So we came up with the idea of this board game. We're gonna give you a little sneak peek on the workbench of here. One of my cameras, yeah, it's kind of messing up. See those little like lines that are coming into it? I don't know. I messed it up. I'm gonna have to get another camera back there. But I even got this camera back here. Oh, game boards. Sneak peek of the game boards. We gotta wait for Ryan though, so that we can actually talk our way through that. But if you remember last time, we were designing the cards, coming up with some ideas on how that might work. And I have some ideas from last time. We didn't really know how the gameplay might work, and I had some ideas, and it might actually work well. We want to create some enemies that we can fight, so I think we want to continue with that journey. What I was hoping to do while we're waiting for Ryan, or even just as things are going down throughout the night, is to try to create some cards so I can print them out, and we can start play testing the game. Now, the game board has been the difficult part of how we can actually put things together, but I like to pass on an insight to Ryan. So we're going to see that in a little bit. Before we get to that, well, the official show sponsor of the night is Topo Chico. No, I'm just kidding. You know how much I love my LaCroix, which I do have a LaCroix here tonight with me. It's the limoncello. But I've been really getting into the Topo Chico lately. I would say that this is my delicatessen kind of liquid. Really good on the Topo Chico side. Sweet, sweet, and delicious. But what we're going to do is let's just jump into some of the things that we've been working on last time so you can remember what that looked like. Let me get my name key out of here. We don't need that right now. So there's our evil Santa. This is taken from some of the work that we were doing in Midjourney. So we pulled this image in from Midjourney. We had this card, and we're starting to make it ourselves. So you can see there's some shapes on there. We decided to give it a little bit of a detail of who this is. So Eva Santa. Well, I don't know what's coming out of his ears. It looks like some icicle steam. And he has some weird ass hand over here that we gotta kind of clean up. But I love that. He's screaming. He's ready to get crazy. And so as of last time, it says naughty or nice, jolly jingles. And so I think if you fight him, you get the naughty or nice or jolly jingles. I can't even remember how we decided this was going to work. So let's just read this through. The once jolly old man, Santa Claus, has been possessed by the evil spirit. Now he terrorizes the Christmas party guests with his corrupted powers. Hell yeah, that is an evil Santa. So then if you get him, you got to reach into his sack. So you can gain 2 item cards, and then the key to the deep freeze. So if you fight a battle with one of these guys and you kill him, you get the card, you get some other items, and you start to get a little bit further into the game. I mean, that's about where we've taken it thus far. So as far as the ChatGPT side of the house, let me just put this down a little bit. I'm actually on a free version of ChatGPT here, but I have also a pay version that I have not migrated to in regards to the game and all the details that we've been pulling together there. And that's okay. We're just going to continue working our way through this part of the chapter. Now, does that side ever disappear? I guess it kind of does. I don't know. I use ChatGPT a lot on my phone. I find it's like a great companion to being able to let me think through things. I need a couple ideas. Give me a few words. Those are the words I want to use, and then I'm going to go from there. So what I was wanting to do while we're waiting for Ryan is let's start to kind of come up with some of the different cards that we have. So we got a Santa Claus card. And before we get too far on, I did want to show you kind of some of the renders that we were looking at last time. I think this was one of the ones that we really started to resonate with as far as a game board. And we like the idea that the game board would actually start to move around a little bit, that it wouldn't just be a stationary, you put the board out and that's what happens. And I actually have a great idea. Well, we'll see if it's a great idea. Ryan might shoot that down. But of how the game board might not just be stationary. So I do play board games on occasion with my sons, with my wife, with you, baby. And what is really fun is when there's not something that's just locked in. The idea that you can have kind of a game board that moves around or it's different every time, it adds to the extra value and the replay value of a game. I think that's really cool. Now, I was also thinking, how can you make a game that actually could be played with one player? Maybe you could play this game and it's hard enough that you would die a lot and you'd have to start over. And so it's a challenge to get to the end. I don't know. We got to balance that little teeter-totter of going back and forth between the two. So we'll have to see if we can make it for a one-player game so you can kind of play your way through it. So that is where we are at right now. Let's start to get back into the Photoshop realm and start playing and creating some of our cards. So on the back shelf, and when we start getting over there, you're going to see the game board. One of the things that we also worked on last time was trying to get a 3D printed character. I also have another game that we printed out. Not a game that we designed, but one that you'll be able to see, and we can start looking at some game chips. Now, I don't think the game boards that I printed out are going to be at the size. I was having some problems, obviously, with sizing. Look how big these things are. We got size back there. That's not going to be quite the size, but that's okay. This is all a test. Hey, what's up, Disturbed? No, actually, Ryan is going to be phoning in via Zoom shortly. So we'll see if he comes in. We had to start on time. That was my thing. We got to start at 8 o'clock. I've had a long-ass week, and I just was ready to get going. I needed to get this going. Otherwise, I would have been passed out on the couch snoring because, I was ready to roll. So how are you doing tonight? Hopefully things have been going well for you. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna really jump into some of these card things. I'm trying to delay here because Ryan sent me a text that he's setting up, so I'm hoping he's actually setting up. He probably has to go eat some dinner or something like that. Yeah, I've been watching the hell out of you, Disturbed. By the way, you've been playing. Well, I've been watching Kalia, and then I hear your voice all the time on there. So obviously you don't see my little text chats to you guys as you go. Kalia does read those out as it happens on the show, her show. So that's been fun. I've actually been watching a lot of that. Your Halo runs and just some of the random stuff that y'all have been up to, or at least like Kylie has been up to as well. So that's fun. You should probably join us on Halo one of these times because it's Ryan and I going together. Yeah. I don't know how you use all these various names too, because I call it Kylia. There's I hear Lish. I hear what was the other one? I am Ern. I mean, I don't know who exactly the folks are, but it's cool. It's cool to be able to watch it. I've watched way more Twitch since I started streaming myself, so it's been a fun little community to be part of. Watched Lish go and try to put a gnome on the top of a house the other day, and it was a point thing. Uh-oh. We got a Higley coming in. We got Ryan stepping into the chat under Kathy's name, though. Let's see here. Hello, Ryan. Do we have you here with us tonight? Uh-oh.
Why does it look so off?
Yeah, you guys are not looking great. Nobody can see you right now. How am I going to pull you up on the screen? Let me see if I can get you.
All I heard was great. Nothing more.
Oh, God.
There we go.
Pulling you in live. We're talking with Disturbed and everything. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, Disturbed!
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be even super generic. I'm going to pull you onto this screen right now. This is super generic. There's the Higleys joining us tonight. So, what's up, guys? You've been doing some skiing, it sounds like?
Not yet.
We're about to do it tomorrow.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us and everything? Are we coming in okay? We didn't bring any equipment. So this is literally the laptop and the laptop mic.
As usual.
I don't know. Chat, are we seeing these guys here? Yeah, screw the cold. It is like negative degrees out there, so it's not been very good lately.
And so the place that we are at is Leadville, right? Which is next to
as charming
Cooper.
as its name.
It's just, a wonderful name. Just drink the water as much as you want from Leadville.
Nice.
And
which I researched
a
while ago.
And
well, you researched today, and you said that it's the highest elevated official town in America.
It's the highest. We are at right now the highest official town in all of America.
But a while ago, I did research. So I'm like, Leadville. That doesn't sound too positive for water. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, it started out as like a lead
mining.
Oh, right? Goodness.
Yeah, like they were mining lead. Could you imagine being in a lead mine?
Yeah, so you can imagine that America has certain water problems.
Ooh, we get. I don't know if you saw that, but they said better than in Ohio's water right now. Oof.
Oh, okay, well that's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
That's true.
I don't like what's happening to Ohio.
Timely.
The huge train wreck and the crazy chemical spill that's happened that has been.
My oldest brother lives in Ohio, but on the opposite side. But he is also not pleased reading the news.
Of the response from that.
Well, here, let me do this just because I'm playing around. This is you. We're phoning you in live. We got Disturbed with us in the chat. We got Heather in the chat, and you guys are here phoned in. Kids. I was starting up because I was just like, I was going to pass out, honestly, if I did not get talking soon, because it's been a long ass week. Been driving to Denver this morning and back. And so, so anyways, let me do this. I'm going to throw you over on this other screen for just a second. I have this like duo cam. I want to see if I can, I might be able to do it.
Because we're gonna want to share a screen.
You're going to share your screen.
Sideline.
We got to share our screen.
I need to make one comment right now. Okay, we all knew that Adam was master of lighting and cameras, but what really shows it off is having the crap next to it. You have the bad camera next to Adam's camera. You're like, man,
Adam. Right, our camera,
that
like the
so
side by
good.
side.
You really did. You really did it.
Yeah. You know what? This is your travel cam. So, and you know what, Kathy, I'm sorry, I don't have a card for you.
Oh, we don't have a lower third
Oh,
for
that's
Kathy.
okay. That's
We
okay.
don't. We have a Ryan lower third. Let's see here. You
I'm
know what?
just
We
like
could
that
put it
Indigo
on
third. I'm
Adam
just
and
so
Ryan. Yeah, I
good.
don't have one built out for you yet, Kathy. You have to come and visit the studio. So
I
it'll
I
be
do
good.
want to visit the studio.
Seriously,
Yeah.
we should.
I mean, I can see it's awesome, but I hear it's awesome, and I'm getting more and more invested in the art center that I'm working at
Yeah.
and teaching classes at, and they're all interested in that whole social media setup and recording and whatnot.
Oh, we're
What's
not going to be
this?
able to see it.
Okay, what if I move out and you move that closer? Will it kind of
It's
readjust
too
itself?
bright. It's too bright.
It's too bright.
No. Oh, wait,
Oh,
no,
oh,
it's
whoa, whoa,
working.
Kathy, is that your?
we go.
Oh,
There's
Miss.
her lower
Oh,
third.
that's my lower third. For now on, I want it to look just like that.
Yeah,
No
like
difference.
Ryan's.
Yeah.
Now you look like you've descended into the depths of hell because it's all super red
Well,
on the camera and whatnot. Okay,
that's
there
what
we go.
get. Here we go.
There we go.
Back to normal.
the
All right,
soft,
so we're back
to
at normal. So
glow.
let me get you where we've been on the show up to this point. So, I don't know if you can see these. I did print out some cards here. Here, I'm gonna put it close to the camera so you can see. We have our little
Oh,
witch
man.
witch card.
Nice.
Now this just
Very
came
nice.
directly out of Midjourney. What I wanted to do is have some physical cards that we had, and so this one I actually like. This one
Oh,
looks like a
so
sweet
you
card.
guys developed it in Midjourney,
Well,
and then you printed it.
We
nicely.
just had text prompts, right, in
Okay.
Midjourney,
Yep,
and
yeah.
to make sort of like magic looking cards, basically.
Now, giving those text prompts, do you feel like better artist, like you are the artist of those, or how do you
no,
feel?
not really.
At least like maybe the.
I am
creative
an
voice
amazing
there.
artist with my text prompts. Tut. Oh my goodness.
A prompt artist.
You know what though? In that, Kathy, you bring up a great point because I don't know how I even feel on that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how I feel. I'm just like I want to use this tool because it like
Me too.
No, I definitely
rapid.
am interested in the tool.
But one thing that was that I
How
was
do you
trying to
feel
do,
about that?
I was like,
Yeah.
how can I? Could I? Because I read it a lot, obviously.
Sure, me
And
too.
I was like,
Yep, yeah.
could I trick people? And I haven't done a post of it yet. But I
Oh.
started being like, I've done all these weird things. But then I was trying to do like watercolors and like really innovative
Yeah.
things to see if I could really
Yeah.
nail it. And there have been a couple that I designed and I was like, well, prompted, whatever. And I was like, holy crap, like, I don't even know if anybody, like, they would say, maybe you painted
Yeah.
that in Photoshop. And, like, there's, like, nothing about it you really could tell that.
So
Sure.
here's the thing. Like, I was thinking before like it gets too mainstream and people know about it who's just everywhere, couldn't you imagine doing like a booth at a place where you're just selling to the public and you sold a
Right.
whole bunch of like art that you had created on AI, but it was really specific about that town or something, right? And you'd be like, check out these amazing prints that I did, and sell like big
Right.
ones and do like, because a year from now everyone's gonna know that those are created by AI and everything. But now I feel like you could, and I'm not saying like
Yes,
almost
you
feels like
are.
a scam. It feels like a scam from
Sure.
my side,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, but
I
think,
get that feeling.
Yeah, I get that feeling, but I feel like why aren't people doing that?
You know
People should
who's
do
gonna
I
do
do
it?
like one. I do like one relevant cartoon though that I saw on one of the forums where it was like, oh yeah, you do look pretty good, and it's like, show me your hands.
Oh, because the hands are in
Yeah,
AI.
the hands,
it has
that's the
problem
thing.
with
Here's
that.
AI
It all has,
hands.
Like 10 fingers too many.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Yeah.
"Bruh."
Yeah.
No. I think you're right. But you know what? They've kind of started to fix that. So I think one area that would use the crap out of AI. Let me tell you, hotel art.
Totally.
Oh, sure.
100%.
Like there are probably like a guy doing that right now. Like, all right, I'm gonna sell this to a bazillion hotels.
Because like you could have every room could be different.
Yeah.
And have the same style
Right.
throughout the entire thing.
You
right?
could have
And
multiple
wouldn't have
ones
to
in the
have-
room. You could do all kinds of stuff. So.
Totally. Like, everything
Disturbed
the
asked
owl.
in the chat though. How did you get Miff Dolphin? Like, is there any kind of story behind
I
Miff
think
Dolphin?
it was from Ryan, and I don't remember if it was like random.
Yeah.
But
so,
I was like, that is an awesome name. I'm keeping that
so
forever.
so it was
Yeah.
hilarious because it was
Yeah.
like an Xbox generated name.
Uh-huh.
And what I
Ah.
did was like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, I'm gonna sign up for the free trial for like 30 days back when
Yeah.
Xbox Live was brand new.
See, but that's a long time ago, right? Xbox Live, new.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was a while ago.
So I appreciated it and kept it. I was like, that is definitely the right
Yeah.
name. Like, what a hilarious combination.
And I
Yeah.
didn't care. I was just like, whatever, just give me a random name. I don't care.
Okay, all right. You know
And-
what, Kathy? We got to build your logo then. This is where
Yeah,
we're headed.
yeah.
So let's go to
I
the
was
the
thinking
full
about
screen
it.
here. Oh wait, I got to swap it
Yeah.
over back to the this screen. And let me see.
How do you even do that? Do you like Miffed? It's not like super furious, but like it's kind of like just like
It's like an annoyed
It's just
dolphin.
annoyed
We're gonna
dolphin.
use
Is it, like,
let's
looking
We're
over
gonna
his
use
tail?
Midjourney.
we're gonna see what
Oh!
Midjourney has to say. We're gonna make
Okay, a myth. Do we keep it general at
Yeah,
first? Like just a
just
myth
say
dolphin.
a myth. What does it come
He's
up with? A
just
myth.
myth.
All right,
Dolphin.
we're gonna
Dolphin.
prompt
Yeah.
this an image
great.
prompt miffed
Fantasy is-
dolphin. Do you think that that's it? Just miffed dolphin?
Myth.
I
Just-
sort of just
just
want to
start
see
there,
what it's like.
Because
Yeah.
I'm envisioning like an angry dolphin, kind of like sassily looking over his shoulder.
I'm gonna show
But I
you.
want to see what they say. They're probably better. They usually come up with pretty good stuff.
All right, here we go. We're going for miffed dolphin right here. Internal server error.
What? I hate
What?
like build me up for the moment.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually have something to
Crashing
show you
into
though.
the
If that
ground.
doesn't work, we're gonna try it one more time. Let's see if it's
Okay.
let's see if it's down right now. If it is,
And we have board game stuff to share.
That's
on our
right, and
end.
I am excited about what you guys are doing with that. That's pretty great. I figured that like when Brian told me about that project, I was like, that is a brilliant project for that. That is a perfect way to use it.
to get both writing and
good
imagery.
art.
Right.
It
Exactly.
doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, and to see how far you can
Yeah.
push AI to be like,
And the
design
creativity.
this for me,
Yes.
right? Basically,
Well,
because we don't know how to do video games.
so it's not grabbing miffed dolphin, which is okay for right now, because I want to
Okay.
show you something that actually has a dolphin in
It's
that
like the unhappy dolphin.
but so for whatever reason it's not going, but I'm gonna go into my my private one. This is where I do some of my privates. This is look at it already has a dolphin, so I think I said like
Oh, I like that.
like a dolphin. I
But
put
I
a
want him angrier. But now let me see him angry.
this is not you though. This is something different. This was
Okay,
like
yeah,
this
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like a prompt I did the other day.
What was this prompt?
Yeah, what prompt?
My
Like,
prompt was watercolor volcano with face, birds from embers, and eels from lava, cyberpunk Victorian Chinese whale donkey, art spacesuit
from
zebra,
lava.
pencil.
I kind of want to see more eels in there. I feel like eels are such crazy looking creatures, but I do like it.
If you
Yeah.
were a client and you came to me and you were like, make a piece that has these words in it, I would be like, Adam is insane.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I was
sure, yeah.
I was
But
gonna
I
say
think
like
like-
what is
that's
it
almost
gonna
good,
do?
That's what
Yeah,
creativity
'cause
feels
that's
like.
what's
Take
fun.
the random
Yeah,
different
because you would
aspects
never
together.
invest time to create
Right.
what you just wrote. Right,
No,
like,
not at all.
but-
But
but
like
just
I look
adding
at
it
this
to a
one.
thing-
Check this was from that
Oh my
same
God.
prompt.
Oh, see, that's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't. That is what is even happening there.
I don't know. And I got a couple
Yeah.
of versions of it. I updated a couple of versions. I was trying to like spacesuit
Yeah.
guy. Like there's a really
Man.
crazy
Yeah.
face on it. I don't know. This was the original 4-up of what I got from my original prompt with that one. So
Very nice.
you gotta love it. I don't know. It's good.
You know what though? I've been thinking about this in
Can
this
you do a full
conversation.
size on the screen?
Like, I don't know about you two
Not with those.
or the audience at large, but personally, I was super into sci-fi art in high school.
Oh, Kathy has a ton of books like that.
Yeah,
and
and I
it
feel
looks like
like-
that.
In
Well,
that's
one pinnacle book that's just like really amazing stuff. Back in the day, no computer, or there might have been computers.
But like,
But I thought
no.
the best stuff was like paintings and stuff,
Totally.
and just amazing, crazy. And it doesn't even matter what medium. I've seen amazing stuff on the computer. I feel like yeah, it's kind of shortcutting it. But what if you use that as your jumping off inspiration, the way you might for doing like a writing prompt, right? Or like write it. I had the idea, write it out for me. Okay, I wanted to convey more of this idea. I don't know. Are you the writer at that point, or are you really not?
It's tough.
That's
tough to know.
How much do you have to alter it for
Okay.
it to be yours, right?
So let's see. So is that those were some of your private ones, right? Have you done any board game ones?
I kept going with some of the board game thought. Let me see if this is for whatever reason, I think Midjourney's having a problem right now. So,
Oh.
and I pay for
Really?
this damn thing, Midjourney. So
What?
That's right. You do.
pay $10 a month for your thing.
Hey, I have
Wow.
Stable Diffusion installed on this computer and ready to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You're gonna be
yeah.
able to pull some
We
things.
can
All
make
right.
it happen.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
see if
But
I can
I
get.
could do a whole in painting thing if we want to.
Ooh, we should totally do that. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
get it in
because-
their main chat thing and see if it's just my Discord that's messing it up. Because yeah, it says could not reach the bot. Sorry, the bot cannot process your command. So that's not fun. But there's plenty of stuff that we can continue to work on. Because tonight we were gonna jump into more of like creating the cards, and so I think that's
Wow.
going to be a part that we really want to do. And I wanted to talk. This perfect timing for you to come in. So one of the things about board games is we Kathy, we're trying to figure out how we can make a really cool board so that
Right.
it like is not the same every time. So we've played a lot of board games.
This over just a little bit so I can see Adam's face. I feel like we're having a conversation, but I'm not.
Oh,
seeing
you
your
know
face.
what?
It's
You know
freaking
what?
me
Let me
out.
go
Hold
back
on a
over
second.
here. I'm
We
gotta.
don't have two screens today. That's the only problem. But hold on. Okay. No. We're good. We're good. We're just
Yeah. So
getting
let
you
me
on
see
our
if I can
screen
get
so
this.
do
There we
both.
go.
Yeah. Okay.
2, 3. Now we're back.
Yeah. Oh well, I just want to see your face. I don't worry about my face.
Well, because
So,
it doesn't. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well,
Adam has
and
to
unfortunately,
control
because
what
of how we have to
switches
do our
to.
remotes like this, you're gonna see like basically this, and then you see yourself again. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, good deal.
All right.
Yeah,
So, anyways,
Ryan, what? Oh yeah.
I was just gonna just take a quick thing about the board game, since this is all about building this board game. Is that we prompted a crap load of stuff initially into our
Sure.
chat, and it was like, what are the types of board games? What are the things we can do? And then it was a sci-fi Christmas horror board game is what we landed
right?
on.
Oh,
Do you
now I
remember
like
that?
that.
That's a
Yeah,
theme.
yeah.
and
That's
and
a
so
great theme.
there's
Common
like
stuff a
crazy
little bit.
snowmen. There's all kinds of different characters that we have that they're like
Right.
like little elves that are like zombified. And so the idea here is if you played
I like that.
adventure
Elves that are
games,
zombified. That's nice. Yeah. Nice
so
touch.
and the what they basically said, we said give us the story, and so some magical Christmas spirit was unleashed in the Arctic by Dr. Frost and his crazy kinds of experimentation. And so he was bringing his friends up to his Arctic little research facility to celebrate his discovery when the magic gets released. And then it
Oh, shit.
basically all this shit happens and you are a guest trying to
Okay.
escape the research facility. And then there's Dr. Frost, who is either with you or maybe he's actually turned into this crazy snowman,
Sure.
which is he's trying to like chase you.
With me
And
or against me, Dr. Frost.
and so
Yeah.
that's the premise of
That's
the
where
game.
The journey begins. Is this like a D&D style roll to figure out your thing, or is this just like a straight up like it's kind of already predetermined in some ways? I mean, like, you know, it's nice to have the game evolve as you move on and
Yeah.
it kind of change.
Well,
what
we
each
wanted
person
it. We
plays.
wanted it a co-op game where you were
Right.
all like moving towards the goal of getting the hell out of there, basically.
Sure.
And so I think what it ended up being is the idea is that there would be certain things that you would need to do to be able to get out, but you could do it in different like maybe it's blowing a hole in the door, which you have to go and get dynamite and then do that, or like turning off like all 4 of the access, something.
Sure.
Anyway, like some sort of goal that you're all going towards, and then as you play, as you roll to move or play cards to move, right? You would the pieces on the board that were the bad guys, right? Which ends up being like Dr. Frost and the crazy like
He's like the
gingerbread men
ultimate
and
boss,
stuff like
right?
that. Yeah,
Dr.
like
Frost.
they're moving around as
Sure.
as you're playing too.
Yeah.
So you could play a card and like not know what it is, and then the bad guys are
Dr.
attacking.
Frost. I feel like he needs to have like an abbreviation like, oh, Dr. J. Be like, Dr. F.
Oh, so we're gonna have
Dr.
sound effects in there now too.
He has a cute little twin.
Oh,
type
wait,
of,
we got, you know what we got? We got it back. Let's see here. This is Miff Dolphin. It's just a dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even look very miffed right now.
Oh,
Or
no,
she.
We gotta have him angry. Hold on. Okay.
I can't make it any bigger because that's as big as it does in Midjourney. You know what?
Oh, okay. Now he looks pretty happy. I feel
Except
like,
for this
look at
one,
his
it has like a
mouth open.
green goo coming out of its
Like
head.
vomiting. But I can
Yeah.
see that one in the top left being
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of like,
Right?
He's like, meh.
All right, well, let's add some additional prompt to it. Like, what else would you do for a miffed dolphin?
Annoyed,
Annoyed dolphin looking over shoulder at viewer. I don't know.
looking over shoulder.
Yeah.
Dude, dolphins don't have shoulders.
Yeah, looking over his back end
Over
of
his
some sort.
fin.
His dorsal
Looking
fin.
over Finn. All right, let's see if that
Yeah.
gets that. Yeah,
Oh,
something
man, I
happened
feel like
to,
it's
to
not
Mid Journey. I went online and everyone was like, "What the heck, Mid Journey?" And they were freaking out just now, so that was funny. All right,
But
let's see
it
what
it must
it's.
not have been for too long.
No, just as a minute. Oh, look it actually when it came back, he was eating something because it's like
Okay.
clearer now.
Okay. Oh.
I kind of like this one. He's like, I'm a
He
dolphin.
just looks derpy.
He doesn't have his like long like dolphin-y
Oh,
snout.
yeah.
Very
yeah,
mil-
yeah.
Bottlenose.
This one
He's
has
got
a
bottlenose dolphin.
Tattoo underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, these ones are looking derpier. Oh god, this
Derpy
bat.
dolphin.
Oh god, these are
Derpy
great.
dolphin.
This one's good.
That bottom left one, man.
Yeah, this
Real.
one he looks very derpy. This one's weird. He has like this mouth and like a snout mouth. They're very
Yeah.
they're very derpy. All right, that's gonna be your It's gonna be
But,
your.
like try even like what is like an angry dolphin?
Angry dolphin. Slightly angry.
Like
He's like the Karen of dolphins.
because I want to see it with like
Yeah.
eyebrows down, you
Yeah.
know, like a cartoon would make
Mhm.
a dolphin.
Well,
Like,
we
do
sh-
we need to make it cartoon?
I'm almost picturing it like a team logo, but angry a little
Ooh,
bit.
yeah. Do like an angry dolphin
Vector.
sports team logo.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're kind of characterizing it, and we can't get too far off track. But this is fun
Like,
because
you
Oh
know,
yeah, sorry.
look at this is I put angry dolphin, and
That's
it.
what a narcissist I am. I'm like,
No, it's all
it's-
good. It's all
That guy
good.
have its mouth
Yeah.
open and like
He's like screaming. He's like,
he's like screaming
he's coming at
and
you.
he's red.
yeah. This one in the bottom
Right.
right hand is like a hell dolphin.
Yeah.
How can you make a dolphin angry? It's like it just doesn't work.
It's the eyebrows. Like,
But they don't
Yeah.
have eyebrows. Oh my goodness.
It's like the
Look at
Kevin
this
Spacey
one.
Things, dolphin.
Man.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. No, they do
Oh
look
my
pissed.
They do look upset.
All right, I got
They're
to
slightly
upscale this left one because it looks really mad
He
right
looks
now.
like prehistoric.
It
or
surely
something,
does.
Like some kind of
Because
like
the
early
fins are all
dolphin.
messed up, and he's like,
Yeah.
"You just
Yeah.
tried to net me, you damn
I mean,
dolphin."
he had a hard life. He can't help it.
This dolphin killer ain't one of us.
All right, we're gonna get to the dolphin, and then we're gonna get back to creating some of these cards because I wanted to show you some of the game boards, and it's awesome that you're here, Kathy, because you can give some insights on it.
I think I've seen one of them, but I'm happy to look
Yeah.
at it again.
Well,
I
so
need to have because I was brief. It was
so
brief,
how
yeah.
you've been working on new game boards?
So I printed off some game boards just to have a physical copy. But okay,
Do we need to put this on so we can see more?
we
Exactly.
will. So
Sorry, we
it's
have two screens.
it's
Hold on.
it's regenerating
Yeah.
like some of these. So what happens is, and I don't know, Kathy, have you used Midjourney that much?
I did.
Okay.
Did. I like it. I thought it could be like I said before, like a jump off point. Like if you were to then even like make a painting based on that. But is that cheating? Maybe a little.
Yeah.
A little. Like getting help.
I don't know.
It's speeding up the process.
That's the thing. It's like I feel like
Yeah.
if you use it in a good way and it like helps prompt some additional ideas for you, then that's good.
Yeah.
But if you're like just straight up like, oh, I'm a prompt artist, hoo-hoo,
I'm
look
a
at
prompt
me.
artist. I'm the
Selling
same thing as
selling
an
that
artist.
stuff
I'm
at the
better
state
than an
fair
artist. Yeah.
to rubes that
Yeah.
don't know any better.
But you know what? I feel like as long as you are upfront about what it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Oh,
little
right.
different than the
Yeah,
human
because some people don't give a
experience
shit, right? They're just like
Yeah.
whatever.
That
Yeah.
looks sweet, and I didn't have to do it,
That's
so
sweet.
it's all
Totally.
printed out.
Yep, it's there. I mean, I guess even though like there are some that I have prompted and come up with, obviously had nothing to do with the actual look of it, but and been like, that is an amazing piece of art. That's kind of what I would have thought of if I was a better everything.
Yeah.
Better everything.
Yeah.
Because it stole everything. It's taking its time.
Yeah.
I'm betting Midjourney is having its issues. So let's
Yeah,
do
it
this.
sounds like
I wanted to, so let me show you this back workbench for a second because I wanted to talk about this. So you're kind of seeing a top-down view of a game board. So this is a game board that we printed
Yeah.
out. So what I wanted to do is have a physical copy of it. I'm going to go back to this other area, then we're going to talk back there, okay?
What size is that?
So it's like 11 by 17, but then just squared off, essentially. So,
Yeah.
11 by 11.
yep. Let's see here. I can turn
Very
it.
nice.
It looks good.
I think it looks great. I love the idea of having the illuminated rooms.
Yeah, that just looks cool.
I even kind
All
of
right.
wonder on a
So
version, can
I'm
you
back
like
here at the little backboard,
Yeah.
and one of the things that we were looking at.
3D printed.
Oh my god! And go around the board like so. Now we're highlighting that. Well, you just kind of did it, Adam. So, like it's like we're in tune in that way, the three of us, because I'm like, yes. I mean, you guys came with the first, but I'm agreeing. Like,
So
you had certain rooms that lit up based on where you're at.
Ooh, I like the lighting
was
up
really
part.
cool.
Like you had to put
Right.
like a
Yeah.
light on there or something.
Well, because I was
It's
thinking if
3D
you
printed.
printed a 3D board, like let's say you printed the board that went under it, but then it had lights underneath, and you could be like, oh, things are lighting up underneath
Yes.
certain parts. Anyway.
So you could
but
make
I'm
it a
loving the
billboard.
design.
So here's okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys played the game Labyrinth?
Yes.
Yeah.
We played a ton
All
of
the
Labyrinth.
Okay,
Fine.
so get me with this. Here was one of my first ideas. What if the research facility had hallways and it was similar to like how a labyrinth board would get set up? And I'm not even saying rip
Yeah.
off Labyrinth, but then you put all these little boards on
mean,
there and you have to like
you're an artist,
navigate
you're
your way
borrowing.
through it.
Yeah.
And then
love that.
and then like you could get to a point where you get stuck, and if you had a card that says, okay, you went through the vent to get to the next room or something like that. And so what your whole game is you put the board all out and you have to get through these hallways and collect these parts. You keep bumping into these enemies, having to fight them. And
I do love the idea of co-op Labyrinth.
hell yeah,
And
that's what I'm
also, like,
saying.
a little Among Us going through the vents.
So-
yeah, and like trying to collect things all together, like
Yeah.
and then having bad guys on the board too. That could
So
be fun.
so one thing I'm gonna do is okay. I have actually a couple boards that we can look at today, and my hope was that we
Cool.
would start to see like which theme do we like, and then maybe we could create one of those boards or do something with that. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you this little thing. So this is a completely 3D printed game that I have. So what happens is it has this top like little area here. And then you pull out this game board. This is the actual board. Have you ever played Santorini?
No. Have you? No.
So what Santorini is you basically have these little guys. So we have reds. I think I've played this as Ryan once. So red and blue. And so the reason I pulled this out is I just wanted to have some of these like little game guys. So this entire board game right here is 3D printed. And so what you essentially do is you put on the board your pieces in two places, and you can't have them adjacent to each other. So if you had like a couple guys on the board, that's where you would start. And then what would happen is you would have to place one of these pieces somewhere, and it has to be next to one of your guys. It could be any one of the squares that you're torching, even like diagonal. It could be there. And then you have to make your guy go one thing per thing. Now, I'm not saying this is our game. I just wanted to show you like a cool 3D printed game to show you like how
Now, is that something you printed out?
I 3D printed this entire board
Very
game out.
cool.
And then
And
so
is that something you made or?
so I made some of the characters and some of the pieces, but this
Did you?
game exists. This is
Cool.
not a game that I invented. And so like
Sure.
the general gist of it though is like you basically create these things, and by the end you like you have to go up, and then if you get 3, actually it's if you get to the top, it has to be 3. You win the game. So if you get to the third top, but what you can do is like if it's your turn, instead of putting one of these guys down, and let's say you're next to one of these 3s, and you'd have to like kind of make a stair step to get to the third. So let me show you an example.
Sure.
If you were here and you somehow were able to like get to this third level, you would win the game. But if you're this other little dude over here, you have these little caps that you can cap it off and say, haha, you can't get to the top of this one, so you're like, you're done. Anyways, the point was a fully 3D printed game right here is like, it's a great little example of like things that you can build, and it's a pretty simple game. But what I was really just grab. And you know what? This box is fully 3D printed too. Every little part of this is a
Sure.
3D printed thing. So the
Yeah, and
That's
I wonder,
slick,
like, so
Yeah.
let's say you did a labyrinth style game, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could print out all of that on a 3D printer, and then it would be cool if, like, you would have to have the stickers almost to go on top of the, like, flat. Because does
Sure.
everyone know? We should probably explain what labyrinth is for people who don't know.
Oh
what the
yeah,
game
because I didn't
Labyrinth
know what it
is.
was until a friend introduced me to it. Like,
But
what was it,
it's-
like a few years back? But that's one of my favorite games.
So basically, it's a game
Yeah.
with like small tiles, sort of 2x2 tiles, and they lay out on a grid of like 10x10 or
Mhm.
something. And you start out in the corners, and each tile has like sort of it's like a pipe game. You know, if you've done those inside of a here we go. That'll be
Oh,
easier.
nice. Yeah, that's
I mean,
better.
that's the
I
classic.
love it.
That's
I
what
love
we
the
have, too.
randomness of it. You should probably open up and show them the card. kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
so I think what my idea and like what we're kind of saying is that this is a game board. So imagine this game board as being like the research facility, and I don't even know
Yeah.
if we have
Yeah.
like things that are already on there. And then
No,
what
I
hap-
think you should. Like that shows that like lays out where you need to go, right? Like, and it gives it some kind of like exit and where you start and things
Yeah.
like that.
So
Maybe
yeah,
not
you
so many,
you lay
but-
out the entire board here, and you randomly do it. You don't do it in any kind of fashion, and it creates little paths in there. And so I don't want to rip off. This is not a labyrinth rip off, is what I'm thinking.
No.
But
I'm just saying,
It's
like
very
co-op
different.
labyrinth. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just, I mean,
but there's
it
good
could be-
ideas to be learned from.
Totally.
I like the
from
idea that you have
collaborations.
these random paths
Yeah.
that you could create with it. And so what I was thinking is if we get one of these game boards and you create these paths here, we could like these paths could be hallways, they could be vents, they could be all kinds of like little things that we could get through.
And the printed like characters on them could be
Right.
places you need to go or
Oh.
enemies that you're going
Are
against
you
or
thinking a
things you
little
need to
clue?
collect.
I almost got a clue kind of vibe from the
Well,
board that you guys designed. so
Yeah, the
far.
board
Yeah.
that we designed is definitely looks very clue-like.
Yeah.
But this would be a whole different direction.
Sure.
And so yeah, just so people could see the game, it's like if you push one of these areas around,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
you could
So
push
that's
that, and
that's
then
a move.
and then
like,
the
that's a
path
move.
the
You
path kind of
move one.
changes, and you have different ways to get around the board. But since they're stationary pieces, like this moves, but this piece doesn't move, this could be like a pickup point. You have to have a key to go get something that sits on this
Yeah.
one,
Right.
or something that gets on this one. And now you actually have like objectives, but you can't just go to it right away. And so the cards help you get there, and then that's where you pull out those other cards.
Mm.
I think that is I feel like that is a brilliant stroke. I'm sure other people have done this.
Yeah,
But
But I feel like that's a great use of all these different elements, and you could even use the AI writing to sort of bring together.
Oh,
the
we
storyline.
did,
That's
yeah,
great.
totally, yeah, we did.
I
That
love
was,
it.
I mean, that's how it
Yeah.
came up. We basically hardly prompted it at all.
Mhm.
We were like horror, sci-fi, Christmas,
Yeah.
and then we were like, come up with the story and come up with
Cool.
everything, and so it came up with that
I
whole
love
story.
that. I love that. Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, I
So
think
the
that's
question
fun.
is, what do we do next? Is we got to get a themed board so we can kind of have an idea of what it looks like, and then be able to cut it up. And so one of the first things was like we love the isometric view, so you can kind of like have guys go around. And so one of the first things I was thinking is, and this is why I brought that Santorini game out, was not necessarily to show the game, but just to put little guys on there and just see kind of like what it would feel like if you had a couple guys. And so we were saying like maybe up to 4 players or something like that. And in this game board, it feels like it might be too small or not enough, but you'd be able to walk in the rooms and there'd be little squares, and then you would get something, and then I landed on the wrong square. Now I got to pull out the witch card. And so now if you're fighting the witch, like what would be the actions you'd have to do? Would you be like, and this is not a dice, but you would pretend like, all right, you roll the dice, and I got a 3, and we had to like get a 3 to like fight this and beat the witch, right?
Little D&D.
Yeah.
D&D. I mean, that's not a criticism.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
No,
lot of ways you could do that. I agree. It is a little
Yeah,
DD,
yeah,
and
yeah.
actually, I think Disturbed called that out too. So
Oh, did he? Yeah. Oh, but see, I don't get my chat right now. I feel empty without the chat.
You could
Well,
totally
it'll
grab
show
in
up
the
on the
chat
screen.
on your phone.
I know, but I want to see it right
You could be
now
on
because
your
then we can
phone.
go like, oh, good point. Okay.
Yeah, you
okay.
could
Just go to
see the
double
chat.
drop down
You
and
can be part of
and
that.
then
Because I want to see what people are saying. Because Jason's our bud too.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I think that if you have any
Oh, and
insights,
Heather, of course. Sorry, that was a bit true.
the sounding
Okay,
like yeah, Dungeon Dragons without a dungeon master.
What is this? This is.
well, and I was thinking like I like the idea of you know, because Labyrinth is about connecting paths together, right?
Yep.
And so let's say if you were working together and you pulled the witch card, right? Maybe the witch gets added to the board, and if her path lines up with your path, that's bad, right? Because she can get you. So you have to get to where you're going while also like cornering her and making sure she can't get out, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like, and then if you get into a battle with her, do you have to have a guy come and help you?
Or you have to play a card, right? If you're nice. Miff Dolphin in the chat. Yeah, so if you end up on a path with the witch, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to fight her. You have to pull a card, or she does something like that. So you can fight up against her. But
Wait,
maybe if you lose, then you have to go back to your corner.
Oh, and that was what I was saying. Like maybe you die, and maybe you only have a certain amount. Like doesn't matter how many people you play with, but like you could like have people die, and like the whole thing is you have to at least have one person by the end of the game that survives. I was thinking this game has to also work for one player. And I was saying that beforehand. Like, could you play it as a single player?
Or two.
I could see it if you played Labyrinth. Think about playing Labyrinth by yourself.
Oh, that'd be tough.
But then you're trying to collect
your
things.
full point is just like but it's
and
kind
you're
of fun
against
being
the
like,
board.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Yeah,
everything is always fun with friends,
beating people,
right?
yeah.
Like, but if you had to, I think you could.
Yeah.
And it extends it. So
what I would love to do is, can we mid-journey some pieces that look like they have paths in them? Because I think that's what you would need, right?
yeah,
like
I think we need to.
You're gonna have to like.
So here's an idea though: is like, okay, I'm gonna switch the board up. We're gonna go to the next board here.
Okay.
So do we get a board and then like split up a board?
Is that another level or what's
You
the idea?
can, but every piece would have to be like, and just sort of, the game would be more fun with more people. Sure, totally.
totally.
Like,
Well, I'm just saying like
right,
it would be 1 to like 5. That would be the range. So if you really wanted to, you could play it.
No, you'd have to do 4 because I think you would start everyone in all 4 corners. Same as.
So this one, that's why this one was kind of cool. Is you got your people in your corners here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course this game board doesn't work out exactly, like there's no like ways to go, so to speak, but like it comes with the concept. Like I like the layout that there's these 4 areas and then now you're having to like navigate to these little sections. And so if you split a board like this up and you cut it up into pieces and said, all right, well, these like, what are those aren't octagons, are they? Yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah.
And so you like start from there. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna rapid fire just through a few of these boards that I printed out because I think it's just good to see like some of the ideas that we came out with. So there was that board. This one's more like research facility board, where you have kind of a.
Yeah, it's like smaller rooms, right? Like it's sort of like very narrow corridors and things like that. It's like a maze almost. This one.
Then this was one of the ones we really liked. And now if you
I did really like that one.
Yeah,
what it has is like little squares, so you could actually like go on squares in this thing.
Sure.
That one feels very
makes sense.
Clue
Yeah.
like for sure.
It
So
does.
little rooms.
And Clue did a
then
good
you
job.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the rooms could be a little more differentiated if you were to go with that design.
I think this was
Like
one of the ones we really liked.
Yeah.
Because this
Those
one.
are that one and the last
feels
one
very
was the one
future.
I was doing in painting on. So I can show a little bit of
Yeah, we might need to just do some in painting. So one of the things was just like having a physical board in front of you and just putting things on it and just seeing what that feels like was really helpful. because then
Yeah.
you can start
Yeah.
to say like, okay, how would you move? Like let's just take this board. If this is the Christmas magic,
Yes.
and this is the Christmas magic that's like being released, you have to like contain it.
Right.
And so maybe part of it was like, do you go to these different rooms and have to collect something to contain the magic so it doesn't like kill everything? So as you start to close things off, you're actually protecting yourself. So,
Yeah.
well,
Oh, okay, that'd be interesting. If it's a Christmas magic being released, and the Christmas magic is kind of like Krampus style evil, I feel like maybe it should be spreading throughout the board, but like an evil, twisted Christmas, sort of like
well, and this and
Nightmare
so how
Before
do you
Christmas
do it with
style.
a card? So like when you pull
Well,
the
maybe
cards out,
Yes, you pull out the cards, but would they be like maybe tiles you can put on top? Like, oh, now we roll this dice and it shows us how much evil Christmas is spreading throughout your board because it's like the evil Christmas spirit is released, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah. Like this
Okay.
Christmas magic has gone crazy or
So
something.
then, like, maybe you have an like a tagonal style block that goes throughout it. And that could be like the evil Christmas, and depending on how you roll it, they would go into certain
Because
patterns.
it still has to push across each other like
yeah.
tiles, right? Doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
so they would all have to be square. Wouldn't they?
well, and that's the
Yeah.
question. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, what do
Well,
we want to start
I
going
guess
for?
you're
Like
right,
things
square.
that go
They'd
on
be square.
top. Because usually game cards like you can put things off to the side, and then you have all these things you line up. And like, what if it was
Yeah.
you had your
Well,
enemies,
that's kind of a
and you randomly pulled it, and then you get to this room, and you're like, oh shoot, now we got to fight this enemy,
yeah.
and now you're kind of like pulling out what that next guy is, right?
Well, they could be like things that go on top of the
That's what I was
cards
thinking.
too. Like
Yeah,
they could be
like
fun
tiles.
3D printed things that go on
Yeah.
top that now make it like, oh, now this tile is a witch tile,
Yeah.
or this tile is some kind of other baddie or good thing, right?
Not to compare this game to too many existing games, but that shape kind of reminded me of that game with the beehive.
Oh yeah,
What's it
hive.
called? Hive. You know, where you're the different insects and it's almost like a chess sort of feel to it, or checkers. And anyway, the way the pieces might
That's true.
fit
How they
in
would
there as
fit
well.
together.
And if you're to mimic that shape when you're coming up with whatever goes on the board.
So I
Or
think
that
what we're kind of
repetition in design.
we definitely want the board to adapt. So I think we've
Yeah.
landed on the idea that adaptable board is good and co-op for sure. Like those are like two
Yes.
mainstays
Yeah.
of the game. So if we want to start moving,
and the theme. We have the theme.
we have the theme,
Yeah.
Right.
adaptable board, and co-op. So all those elements come in, and so I think what we really should land is come up with an idea tonight of how we're gonna land on like either the board. And Ryan, you're talking about infill and some things that you wanted to show off, so maybe that's where we could go next, or we can, or I mean, and we can just like continue with some of the card development to start saying, okay, what do we need on a board that we would fight? Because I would really like to understand like how do you fight one of these things? Like what is the thing that prompts you killing an enemy on the board?
Yeah, I think to me, if it works like Labyrinth, right, where you're a piece and the board is constantly moving and you're having to push tiles around, right?
Yeah.
It would be about where you're lining up with other things to either grab keys, grab ammunition, grab things like that you're like adding to your little guy or something. As
Right.
like, you remember how we were printing out the characters before, and they had places where you could place like little.
So this is the guy that we printed before.
I'm sure.
And so then you could put the coin in there, right? So like,
Oh,
let's
cool.
say I moved and I was
love
able to
that.
go, and then I
Yeah.
landed on the machine gun, or or whatever, and then I would have that. So then if I landed on one and it said pull a random something, and it was a bad guy, now he gets added to the board, and that's just another bad guy I have to deal with on the board.
Got it.
While I'm going and getting things.
Oh, you know
I love
what?
you guys
You're
put
right,
together.
Ryan. What if you said like, oh, another bad guy comes out, so you pull out a card,
Yep.
and it says here's a bad guy. You pull out the location card, and that's where he has to go.
Right, and it's one of those
yes.
one of those.
It's
spots.
one of the spots on the thing.
and then you add it to that thing, and now he's on there.
Yes.
So
And
you
you have
got-
to either avoid him or fight him if you want to, right? But now you're trying to get stuff while there's more and more bad guys getting.
And
added
so
to
then
it.
his card maybe like gets slid on, like under the board over like, and you can't really see it too much here, but like you slide your guy under there, so he's there. But
Yeah.
he's really here, and so like
Sure.
you go up to him, and for whatever reason you bump into the bad guy, and you're like, ah, all right, now I'm gonna fight him because I think I could do it. And so then if you fight the card, you might get what the card has, and you're like, yes, I got the card, now I got the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see it being like, Disturbed in the chat said it would be neat if there was random loot drop by killing the monster. Totally,
Yeah.
like you would get things. Because I think
So-
that's what it's about, right? Like you would have to collect enough stuff as a group
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get out of the board at some
Sure.
point.
Then I just want to say though real quick that I love the 3D print design that you guys have where you'll actually have coins that will go in there. That feels like
Yeah.
a really nice crowning of your piece for gathering things. I really love that.
We totally stole that off of
Oh,
a
okay.
thing. That's a thing that
Well,
stuff
good
does.
steal.
But like, yeah,
Good steal.
but I
Okay,
agree.
yeah,
Right? Hey, all of this shit is stolen. We're not saying.
Sure,
We're not
sure.
saying.
I mean, I guess AI, when it comes down to it, at least for now, is really, I feel like, and it sounds like you guys agree.
So
What is this snake?
taking
Heather has been
elements.
calling out for the light snake forever, and so I had to
Light
pull this
snake?
out. She
Oh,
was like,
nice.
she was
That's
thinking like,
nice.
how sick would it be to have like a light snake? So one that was based out of Christmas lights, and so here it is, like. If you it would like wrap around you, and it would like take it would make you
nice.
trip, or you'd be stuck in
Oh.
a space for a while. Because
Oh, cool. Okay.
So because it goes with the horror and the Christmas.
Oh, I definitely. I
It
know
needs to be-
I've been going back and forth, but before you guys say anything, just so you don't influence me. Oh, you moved it.
Oh.
I definitely prefer the upper right hand one at this point for matching that game. If it was just in general like an actual light,
Yeah,
it would be the bottom left hand corner.
it needs more sci-fi.
Oh,
To be part
sci-fi.
of the game,
Yeah,
right?
maybe a
Because
little bit
it's
more
a
sci-fi.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more sci-fi.
More of a like the Dumbledore Phoenix.
No, I feel like
or
it needs to be
something.
like it's come out of the research facility.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I'll prompt it again, but yeah, this is what we had here. Like this one had a little bit too cartoony. This one for
It
sure
a
is.
little too cartoony for what you got going.
But I like the
Yeah.
idea that the lights were part of the snake, because like you got to think the Christmas magic comes out, and now it's starting to infect all the little things like you were saying, Kathy, around the world. So like now these
Yeah.
just like regular inanimate
Sure.
object lights now have become this like killer snake thing or
Yeah.
things as you go
Yeah.
through.
Sure.
So.
Totally, because
Yeah.
it was a research
Yeah.
facility, right? So it had a bunch of shit that they were researching, and part of it's now getting affected.
I put
Wow.
sci-fi board game snake, which I shouldn't have said because it made
Not board
a
game.
snake
It made, like,
sci-fi
a box.
sci-fi board game. Like, well,
Okay.
let's come play Shali.
Shalali.
Ooh, look at like for paths and stuff on a
Yeah.
on a
That's cool.
snake board.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like having the different levels. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I like
think
the
this
light
still
thing.
needs
A vertical
lights.
rise.
It
Yeah.
still needs lights underneath.
Sure.
Anyways, I think that was good. We got some insights as to like where we could go with some of these snakes. This is good. So Heather's saying top right. I don't know which one you were saying top right on, but
yeah.
as we start
Yeah.
working through this, I think we're gonna have to get like a certain amount of characters, because you wouldn't want to fight every single character. It has to be kind of random. You're like, the stupid
Yes.
light snake
That's where-
that we're fighting.
that's-
Okay, Heather is also saying top right for the snake, so I think that she and I are right now on board.
Yeah,
with
totally.
the top right.
So-
Yeah, I feel like the cards, like when you're drawing cards or getting cards, that's you
Yeah.
landing on spots that are on the tiles, right?
For sure.
And pulling random cards and having, it should be like, it's like Labyrinth, but then
Yeah.
every time you do a turn is like you moving a tile and playing two cards. Or
Yeah.
something, right?
Mhm.
And so then you get cards by landing on different tile parts, like that you're
Right.
connecting together as a path. And then as you pick them up, then you have to play them each time. And some
Yeah.
of them are bad and some of them are good. And some of them like add bad guys to the board and some of them
Sure.
give you
Oh, okay,
ammo
like the
and
little
like crazy
Krampus
things.
bad dudes.
Totally.
but like maybe something kind of cool and clever and like
Yeah.
interesting. I love that evil Santa though. That is a
So
great
this
Santa
card,
card.
Kathy, is
Yeah.
based off of some additional Photoshop. So we talk about like using Chat
We
GPT.
photoshopped this in the last.
Oh,
So
cool.
all
Okay,
these
so
little
you like
pieces,
you
like
copied
watch.
it and then kind of improved upon it, sort
Yeah.
of enhanced what you got. That's
yeah,
good.
because it didn't have any of this stuff in it.
Sure.
Like it basically had this Santa on a card.
So if you let's like if you went and Ryan, it's doing that stupid thing that you were saying before. It was like grabbing things and putting all the, but if you turn off all these eyes, you can kind of start to see like what all the little pieces and parts that we added to it were. So
Yeah.
so to Jason had mentioned in the chat earlier, like you should get something for like killing enemies. And so this was a perfect example of that, is that like you get to evil Santa. Now you pull him out. 10 means you have to do something with a power of 10 to kill him. And then if you kill him, and like you can either, and I wasn't sure, Ryan, if you could remember like what we were trying to say with these, like there was the naughty or nice or the jolly jingles was like either
that was the powers that he had, right? So those were the like attacks that he would have on you. And you would roll the dice to see how heavy his attack was versus your attack.
And then if you kill, yeah, I think you were right. And then if you killed him, you'd gain 2 items, and then you'd gain a specific key to an area.
Like that.
Yeah.
So now you're able to like you get into the area, and maybe that area has some additional like things that you could collect, or like you're like, awesome, I can finally get to the keyed area. Because I think the goal of the game is probably to like collect a certain amount of something that you can get out. And so if you had an like every attack guy that you killed or whatever we're gonna fight had some key to an area or some, and so you didn't have to get to every area, but enough of the areas to collect the thing to escape, because the game was escape this facility so you don't die was really like the goal of the game.
Sure.
And so maybe the tiles that are moving, like if we're still thinking in like the labyrinth way of like them moving, but maybe just the sections that are steadfast in the game are just larger islands.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so you're moving tiles and they're sort of moving in lanes around these islands. And each of the islands is a different part, and you have to have a key to get into this type of thing, right? And that's how you shut off the power and you get out, right?
Sure.
And so there's like different wind conditions, I feel like, that you're trying to get to, right? So it could be destroying something or doing something or getting out or calling for help real quick.
I feel like you need to incorporate the stats on the card into everything. The naughty or nice, the jolly jingles. He's getting his jolly jingles on.
Of course he was.
I think that was a
computer
a chat
generated,
GPT thing of
Oh,
like
you like
the
it.
powers that evil Santa would have.
Sure.
He was. It was in here. Wait. It was just right up here. Yeah, it was totally like evil Santa.
Yeah.
Hit points. Yeah, the nasty
Control
nice
effect.
list,
Yeah.
or jolly jingles. Evil Santa will play his jingle.
Jolly jingles on.
Yeah, he would play his jingle bells loudly, causing the players to lose focus and become disoriented,
Oh, okay.
and then you lose 2 actions.
That's so dumb.
That is dumb.
Wait, what was naughty or
I
nice?
want it to be more nefarious than that.
Evil Santa will check the player's actions throughout the game and decide whether they've been naughty or nice. If deemed naughty, Evil Santa will attack them with his cane. So, see, that would be sweet, because then
I do like the idea of having like a naughty and nice meter, but that's probably too far.
no, because like if
No,
there's
we had a
so
whole
much you
language.
could do.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because
Yeah.
so I think you can have like main enemies and tertiary enemies, like ones that you can just outright kill. Because like you could have like Santa where you lay a sword on him like twice or something, then his power goes down a little bit, and you're like, all right, I escaped evil Santa, we're good. And so they're ones that you're fighting kind of more instead of like one turn fight.
Well, yeah, because I could see, let's say Santa's a high level character that you're killing, right?
Yeah,
And
he's like the ultimate.
Exactly,
Right?
totally. He's probably the
Chris
highest level.
Kringle?
Like you would basically try to set up the layer, the way that the board is going, so that when you go to attack, there's like multiple people that can follow the path to Santa, right?
Sure.
So then you're like, yeah, we're gonna set it up, and then be like, yeah, now we're all attacking Santa because we all have a path towards him.
Oh.
And then you're all playing cards
It's like
and doing
pandemic.
things.
You gotta get him out of the different lands. Because
Yeah.
Christmas, you know what? Because Santa does go across the
You know what? We're
so it's like pandemic.
we are we are straight making our brains into an AI version of this game.
are.
We're like
We
totally
are.
meshing every game we've
We
ever
are.
played into
Totally
one
original
master
TM.
game. We are exactly just
Yeah.
AI.
We are bastardizing.
Everything is iterative.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, so I'm writing down some details because we could chit chat all day long about what we're gonna do and then come back like, what did we say? But I think the labyrinth style moving is a lock. I think
Yeah,
that there's
me
something
too.
cool. Okay.
Yes. I feel like labyrinth style moving of tiles.
Yep. That one's for sure.
That is for sure. Because it what it does is it captures what we wanted it to do, which is a changing game board.
Yes, because every time it's a new thing.
Because you're always moving tiles, and that's what you're doing with your turn. And we also didn't want dice to move, right?
Yeah.
Adam was very against like having dice to move. He was like, that's lame. He's like, I hate it when you're just rolling dice and then moving.
Right.
And so it keeps it from doing that because how you move is like shoving one tile back and back.
It's
and
either
forth.
in it could be like I like games that are not just roll a dice and you move, but you have actions. So you have like a certain subset of actions, like you get to move 2 spaces, play 2 cards, and do something. Like what are those couple things that you would do each turn? Like fight something or do something. And so I think that's like what's kind of the strategic part of it is you're like, oh, I have 2 battle cards that I can fight. If you come over here and we can meet up and use your 2 battle cards, we got Santa.
Totally. Yeah. I think that's exactly. And we can clear Santa off the board and get that blue key and then go into the ventilator room or whatever, right? Like that's what you're trying to do. Is trying to get to different parts of the board, have different win conditions.
So I think the way that you
Jason says though that we need to have a round table and a camera that goes around the chair, so it's gonna be like a committee. We're gonna
I feel like that was the setup for the actual brainstorm session.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a couple things I think on the board. So you know what? Do we go and maybe start trying to square out what this board looks like? Is that where we need to go next?
I think.
Yeah. So do we want to try to do a tile, or do we want to try to do the overall board? I think we can have a tile.
Oh, so like what do we want to start with?
Yeah, like do we want to try
probably the game or I don't know.
I mean, it would probably be
at
more
least
fun
rough.
to do the board.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The tile's gonna be really cool, but maybe that's like the next step.
Visual thing. Yeah.
So last time we had a chatter and they were helping us. I think his name was Yuri, and he was mentioning like, what was it? Satellite view. So we were saying like research facility, Arctic, satellite. You can't
like tile based board game or something.
Let me get this so everyone can see what we're about to do. Yeah, because like this doesn't make it like super gargantuan when we run this, but it'll be good. Here we go. So we're gonna say research facility, Arctic, satellite, and what were you saying? Oh, I don't.
Tile-based board game.
How do you spell satellite? Satellite.
SATELLITE.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2 L's. Okay. And satellite, what we were going to say, like tile-based or something like that?
Tile-based board game. And do we want to add... What were some of the good prompts from the last one that got us, like... Because you still have to say horror, sci-fi, Christmas.
You know what? I've been so, like, messed up with ChatGPT because I wish like Midjourney was like iterative like that, and then you can go back and forth. That would be so good.
And you would just like build off of each other every time. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's coming.
I'm sure it's already there by some crazy. We could just make ChatGPT write us the program to do the thing. Kathy, we got to show you a website that ChatGPT made.
Oh, nice. I do want to see a website. Is it super impressive?
Okay. I'm going to just show you right now. You got to listen really closely because it's amazing. All right. Let me...
It's bigger than 10 Super Bowls.
It is honestly amazing. Okay, Kathy.
Right.
So just for context, as I bring this one up, what we asked. Oh, this is looking kind of cool, but we're gonna see where this goes because the game board that's coming up is not a game board. So we asked ChatGPT to write us a website where you could enter text and say hello. And then you could adjust the size, and it did all of this without us doing any of this.
Okay.
And then you can change the color.
Nice. Uh-huh.
And then, okay, listen up.
And there was a fart button.
And a fart sound.
I do. I know the 5th grade humor.
So you
Kathy, I knew Kathy would love that.
Oh yeah, it was good.
I almost bought a face altering like one that makes your still camera sing. It was and it had the 5th grade humor, like a random fart in it.
Nice.
It like makes your still picture look like it's talking and singing and stuff. But I looked at it and it was like, you can pay $4.99 a month.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, or $30 for a lifetime, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, see, look what it did. It just
Okay.
made the box.
Okay, but look at that first upper left one and the right one. It does give you kind of like an area you can start to work with. And I'm not going to say that I think that is the game, but if we're using it as a tool, are we just wanting it to build the whole damn thing for us? Or do we want to like, oh, it's getting closer to what we want it to do? And so that first one, what I like about it is it's a bunch of like snow in sections. And on those sections is where you would probably put the board, right? So how do we start to draw that out a little bit more?
Because I think, so let's say, think of a labyrinth board, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of those sections that are only one block, it was 4 blocks.
Yeah.
So then those 4 block sections, where could they be so that you still are able to move tiles around, right?
Yeah.
So in some ways, we already know what the board looks like. If that's like the kind of style that we want to go, like it would almost have to work because it's like it can only work one way, right? So then it's like, what do the tiles look like that have paths on them? Because some of the paths are going to need to be bent paths, and some are going to need to be flat, and some are T.
Well,
right?
because I kind of had this idea of sci-fi horror. I mean, how many sci-fi games and things you watch? If you watch the Alien franchise, which is one of my faves, is that they could walk through hallways or they could go through vents. Like, what if every path had kind of 2 things? And like, if you're like, you were able to get into the vent and now you're safe and you could pass one of those Santas or whatever. Or if you're in the hallway, you had to fight them. And so every one of the cards has vents and hallways. And that's way that like you have to use a special to get into the vent. Otherwise you have to go through the hallway.
And then maybe if you're in the vent and you get past or whatever, you get a vent card, maybe that's less valuable than the you won a battle card on the regular area.
Right, like it's one of just the garbage cards.
Because you went the easy way out, and so that's fine, but like if you
Like,
want to get the really valuable thing,
right? It's
maybe
just
you
almost
want
to
battle
escape.
Yeah, it's like an escape because you can't battle them. You have to pass
Yeah.
them, and you're just like, well, we're gonna need that key, but right now I'm gonna try to do that.
Mhm.
So what I did is I updated the version that was in the upper left corner there, just to get kind of an idea, and so you could kind of see where like the game board gets laid out, and then in these little blocks is like you were saying, Ryan. You put those little chunks, right?
Yeah.
So this
like,
is the
you would have
base
to have
board.
Aisles, like you'd have to have aisles basically that had parts where you could be moving it, right? They have to go all the way across the entire board. Right?
If you're doing it like Labyrinth, where they're moving every time. What if you just?
and because I think like that's how the board is moving all the time.
Right.
Sure.
Right, like that should be the thing that forces the board to move.
Okay,
the thing that forces
let's
you
do
to
this.
that.
Can we just straight up like start with like Labyrinth?
Labyrinth style board game or something.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Labyrinth board game.
How do you spell Labyrinth? Labyrinth.
LABR Labyrinth YNTHE.
I don't think there's an E at the end, but I think you had it except for the E.
Okay.
I think I got it. All right, so we got Labyrinth, sci-fi. Are we gonna do Christmas?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stop trying to take Christmas out of it.
I'm not.
It's Xmas.
I think I think Christmas is. There was a way we did it. We had to say like horror Christmas sci-fi is the only way that like it would actually prompt. You had to like wrap Christmas in crazy stuff.
Sure.
Horror Christmas sci-fi, and what were you thinking, Ryan? Tile based?
Yeah, dude. Well, because is it gonna know what labyrinth is?
Board game?
Or like, do you have to say labyrinth style board game or something? I can't read what you're writing. It's too small.
Yeah, it says labyrinth board game, horror Christmas sci-fi, and then I could put tiles on there.
Sure.
We'll just
Tile-
start. Let's
tile-based.
just throw some clay on the wheel. So what did Disturb say? Disturb
Oh,
had a
that's
comment
one.
there. He was
Oh, okay.
he had an
It
idea.
needs to be a tile that has a chimney. Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
right, for Christmas stuff.
I'm in the wrong way. Wait, which way do I go?
Back to
Okay,
the middle.
there we are. Okay. The tile that has a chimney that guarantees a fight with Santa.
Yeah.
Or maybe a robot Santa.
Well, we had Robot
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus.
Uh-huh.
We had Robot Mrs. Claus
Yeah.
that we did some.
Oh, I
cool-
like that.
Yeah.
Robot Mrs. Claus?
Yeah. So it was like
Great.
evil Santa and Robot Mrs. Claus.
Is she good or evil?
She's evil. For
Oh,
sure.
okay,
They're
for
all,
sure,
They're
okay.
all evil.
Yeah, they are. Oh my God! Look at who showed up. Oh, it's Labyrinth. It's the Labyrinth.
Oh,
It's Labyrinth.
It's Labyrinth the movie. So it's gonna be
Wait,
like.
Google listens to your speech and turns it into
Okay,
a journey.
Yeah, so it's gonna like get all. It's even creepy. I kind of like this like face though,
Yeah.
just as a
Yeah,
random
look at
face.
that face in the. Oh, it is.
Looks like Aztec and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of witch. The
Yeah,
Witcher.
that's creepy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
that's not what we
Witcher
want.
is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Labyrinth
Not what
doesn't
we
work.
Not Labyrinth. It just has to be tile.
Okay.
Like, what is it? What is the type of game that Labyrinth is? Like a moving tile.
I just put took Labyrinth out and said board games, horror, Christmas, sci-fi, movable tiles. Let's try that.
Okay.
Labyrinth is a maze escape game.
Okay.
Oh yeah, maze,
Yeah, that's
maze.
true. Yeah. Or it's kind of like a finding game.
Oh wait, maybe that was Labyrinth on Steam.
Okay.
Well, it's still escape game. Maze is a good word. And what an AI cryptid?
Moving maze,
What's a cryptid?
right?
Oh, this?
A cryptid.
Yeah, it's weird. It's doing it like all in the middle, and then the tiles are on the outside. And we want more of the tiles, or like sections of the game.
Look
So
at
top
this.
right? Maybe.
I like this like crazy thing in there. I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing, giant thing
Yeah.
in the middle.
Oh shoot! What if? Oh man, I know we're doing what ifs. This is very like, what if it? But look at this. Just imagine this. Like, we're doing all the labyrinth stuff around here. What if that thing like lifted off after you like opened it, and now you're working your way to the middle?
Well, and the only bad thing with that is like the boards. There can't just be a thing in the middle because they have to crisscross each other,
Yeah.
or it doesn't work, right?
Right.
You could
Because-
crisscross on the edges though.
No, but like, so think about if you were moving tiles. All you'd be able to do is move a tile like up or down that thing. There's no
Okay.
you moving left or right or middle, like doing any of that. You're only just going up and down that side.
I think depending on how you're moving the tiles, like maybe the tiles are like moved based off of a card, and it's not moved every time. Because
Yeah,
if you
I guess
copy,
that's-
if
You
Labyrinth
overlap
is about
tiles.
moving it every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you could, because it's like the way that things are. It's like you have to do something that people already kind of get, right, and then put a spin on it. So
Yeah.
it's like that's how every new thing is like. Oh, it's like Halo plus this thing, and then they build something together. That
So
doesn't-
iterative, Ryan. Yeah.
That's how it works.
You
That's
call
how-
yourself an artist here, no? All right, I put maze board game horror Christmas tiles because let's see if we can get that. Yeah, everyone is like the the shot of the game that you want to buy, but not the actual. Oh, satellite view. That's what we had to put in there.
Yeah.
Or what were you doing at first? Isometric view?
Did that? Oh yeah, let me go back up to that one. Let's get through our Myth Dolphins here. We were using we called it modular playable board game. Playable. I used playable. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so we're waiting for that one to go. So what I'm going to do is I'll get another prompt queued up here. So we'll do playable. Satellite view. It's thinking about it now. It's starting to see that I've been using it too much. I've never really got to my limit on it. Ah,
No?
crap. No. I always put these parameters on. Parameters. I got it right. Yes. I always say the wrong thing.
Normal person?
Easy Pinks?
Or is that a new one?
Mid-Journey. Getting Mid-Journey stuff.
Get Mid-Journey stuff. Is MC Pinks regular or new? New to the chats.
I don't know.
Hola. Well, it would have said that they're new. So hey, what's up? Yeah, we're.
Okay.
So hey, you're jumping in. Well, we're trying to figure out a puzzle here. So hopefully you're a prompt artist because
yeah, right. We need help.
Puzzle in the form of making an original board game. Using AI prompts for this Mid-Journey.
Yeah. So right now we're on the board game. Like we want to make a movable, playable board right now, and it's a horror Christmas sci-fi. So if you ever played the game Labyrinth, we're trying to get those little tiles that kind of move around, and we're trying to see if we can get like a top-down view of a board game.
Yeah, so ideas welcome. Type them in.
Yeah, I know. We got a few people watching here, so you can give us some of our insights on where we're going. For whatever reason, Midjourney's being taking a little bit of time right here, so we're gonna have to.
Because we're being too sophisticated. We're just so sophisticated.
I don't know. I think it's because I keep using their server time a little bit. So, do we need to do anything with ChatGPT in the meantime? Because I feel like we could potentially do some stuff there too.
Yeah, can we be finessing maybe like original cards for the game, like evil elf card?
Yeah, well, so we had bad guys for sure. Like we had sort of
They're
zombie
fun.
elves.
Okay, zombie elves, I like it.
Zombie elves, and then we had.
Do they have a backstory? They could be like, died in a tragic accident from Santa's sleigh and Rudolph gone mad.
It was almost like isn't it at some point? Is the conceit of the game that Santa and the North Pole are real, or is it like people's imagination or something going crazy and manifesting these things? I don't think we ever got to like.
It's Christmas magic. We unleash Christmas magic, and it's
okay.
And Dr. Frost was getting crazy on it, and he was doing some nuts testing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's not just crimes.
Oh, one of the bad guys we had that H.E. Higley in the chat suggested was the gingerbread man.
Apparently MC Pinks is pretty new to this whole.
Oh,
this
nice.
whole stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome.
We did a gingerbread man that was like gigantic gingerbread man that was very menacing.
Okay.
That was a cool card.
We're starting to get some boards here. I wouldn't say it's the thing. Hey, so MC Pinks, I don't. Are you looking to try to join our Discord? Is that what you're looking for right now?
Oh, cool.
Totally.
Oh, this one I love. Not because I think it would necessarily work for the game, but look at that like dimension that you get into that bottom right one.
Yeah.
Even the top right, I feel like there's quite a bit of dimension. I'm not sure how that would work quite as well, but it looks.
This reminds me of like a Jumanji board.
It does. I'm hearing
like take this off.
The echoes of the voices right now. Wuzanji.
Man, like I love that this is an actual maze, but that's not what we're looking for. It's like, we're getting so damn close.
Like maze was a bad like. It's there's too many connotations.
Just
Right.
can I say, like, even when you have the word maze, it's like, we're not gonna give you that. We're gonna give you MZ.
Yeah.
MZ.
Yeah.
Like it knew kind of that it
It
needed
kind
to
of
say
did.
maze.
That's what they all say. It was like, so I'm gonna change it so it's my own. Mazay.
Maze.
Yeah, it sounds very French.
You're like, you can't copyright Maze, but you can copyright things.
Okay, playable satellite. Oh wait, but let's say playable board game. We're gonna switch the words.
Oh, listen to this. This is really nice. Can Rudolph get rabies?
Oh yeah, we didn't have many reindeer.
That's
stuff.
from Heather. She's got the goods.
Yeah, he could get rabies. He could get crazed. You should.
You can, but just real quick, the pink. Sorry to interrupt, Adam.
Yeah, no, you're good. Go for it.
You can have it. I don't think we. Do you guys have a Discord?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, double drop down.
My
Discord.
bad. I was gonna say no, but
Double
yes.
drop down. Discord.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna give.
Literally, we're in it. We're
we're
doing these in
literally
it right
in
now.
it. Okay.
We are in it, so you
I
can
was
kind
thinking Mid Journey. I don't go on here as often as they do, but so you'll
Mid
have to
Journey
excuse
is
me.
only in.
I'm just jumping in.
Discord.
I'm just jumping in. This one.
She's jumping in for the evening on this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's.
I'm on a vacay.
What's
a
the?
vacay hangout.
There's like an abominable snowman. We need to not get it like the angled view. I feel like we're gonna get some insights, and we're gonna have to maybe
we're gonna
do
have
it.
to build it ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna end up having to build the tiles.
Oh,
Yeah, because this one's like that bottom right one's like Monopoly style, like all the cards around it.
I do feel like that's where it's going to go in a certain direction. I love this one. Look how creepy it is. It's totally not like a board game, but it's just a bunch.
That is nice
a picture
though.
of
That's like a
Santa.
good poster to go, like a fan poster, fan art,
Yeah. This is fan art.
It's fan
of our
art.
game.
fan art.
Yeah, I think we're
The
gonna.
glowing pieces on the bottom left is cool.
I think we're getting closer to the concept in our heads, and this is what it prompts. And so then we're just gonna have to take one of these things. So let me go back up to my original prompt because that's probably where it's gonna. I love there's just some dolphins in the middle of our game board. Oh my goodness. All right. Here we go. We're gonna use this original prompt. Playable board game, top down, yeah. Christmas horror facility, tile based.
Definitely
Oh, what was that based?
tile based.
Tile based, not cow based.
Not cow based.
Definitely not cow
Like I
based.
originally thought. Not like I was like, oh,
please don't throw another
Twist.
wrinkle into this.
I don't know. Maybe it
what
works
if-
though.
what if they're all cows?
Wait, listen. Cows. Cow based.
So will that one build itself? Do we need to let's do some chat GPT. So let's say what are the like give a list of all the enemies or something. Give a list of all the enemies and let's do it something with like with 3 word alliteration.
Okay.
Let's see here, because that sounds fun.
It does.
Because so we've already trained it, so it knows about the game. Cat.
Frosty the
So-
Fowl, Candy Cane
Yeah,
Cannibals, Wicked Rapping Wranglers, Reindeer Raiders, Gingerbread Ghouls. Is that I don't know if that's a
It had to have alliteration too. That's great.
yeah, Nutcracker Nemesis,
Oh, yeah.
Peppermint
Now that one,
Poltergeist.
That might be a keeper. Oh, peppermint.
That sounds
Peppermint
sweet.
Poltergeist is a good one.
Tinsel Terrorist, Mistletoe Monsters, Jolly Jester Jinxes. Oh, there's a triple.
Okay.
man.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Really going for it.
They
But
were.
it kind of rolls off the tongue still, so I'm gonna keep it.
Candy cane
Yeah.
cannibals.
Candy
is
cane
also- is a good
cannibals.
one,
Oh my
too.
god, I can picture it all.
Yeah.
All right, let me get a link if MC Pink is still in the chat. Oh,
Yes, she is.
Rabies Rudolph, right?
Oh
Exactly.
no, that's Heather, but she's bringing it. Rabies Rudolph. Rudolph's rabies.
You're like, I don't need ChatGPT to come up with my.
That could be one of the
alliteration.
chance cards. Oh, I'm sorry, you got Rudolph's rabies.
You got rabid Rudolph.
All right, let's see here. Let me throw this guy in the chat. All right, welcome to the Discord.
Yeah.
All right, so I like that. Those are good. Let's see here.
Yeah, rabid Rudolph.
How come enter doesn't work? I'm like, put more, hit enter, and it's like, next line. Here's some more. Sinister Snowman Squad. Wicked Wreath of Riches. Ferocious Fruitcake Friends. Okay, they're getting off a little bit, you know.
Yeah, they can only come up with so many.
Haunted Holly Harpies. They're going for like full on ghastly gingerbread
Haunted
ghouls.
Harpies.
Like, I just wanted to get like a good idea of the names that we can pull out, because what we've been doing, Kathy, too, is we'll take these, and then what I do is I jump over in a Google sheet, and then like I throw in, oh yeah, there's Dr. Frost.
Boys,
I forgot
like
to
Dr. Frost.
forgot to show you all the like
with his-
things.
with this freaking crack
He
pipe
came out really good.
and his like floating marshmallow.
You don't know that. Maybe he's just, at a concert trying to enjoy himself.
He's trying to.
Oh, it's
vibe.
not loading everything else. We'll gotta give it a second to load. Where is the
Can't
other
help it if his teeth are slightly pointy. Ooh, nice. Oh,
Zombie elf.
zombie elf? Oh, so
zombie elves.
let's go back down there. Okay, there's Dr. Frost. Hold on, it's got to load. There's a zombie elf, and he has like a.
Nice.
We were trying to
They're
get like a
loyal.
candy cane weapon on this one. And
But he
then
kept just making him in candy cane hats.
I know. I want to
There's
like
robotic Miss Santa or
Robotic Mrs. Claus.
yeah, I don't even know if that doesn't really. It almost looks like a little kid, like a
Yeah.
toy that came
I
back
like
to
it,
life.
Though. That,
Yeah, like
that's
because
always a
it
great
seems-
horror thing of bouncing off
This
the
is like the
great
Inca
looks.
gingerbread murdering
Inca-
thing.
Inca gingerbread
him.
evil, like look how giant he is compared to the houses.
I want to nibble his frosting.
Yeah, that would
I'll
be
nibble
delicious.
that guy's frosting,
I'll nibble
whatever.
his frosting.
Oh God. Yeah, so we got one of the cards, so we were gonna start laying out some of those enemies here. And so this is where if we found some cool ones, we should do that. So I think out of this one we have what? Rabies Rudolph. We got let's do that.
Yeah,
so
yeah, rabid Rudolph.
okay,
Yeah.
so Rabid Rudolph. Okay. We got Rabid Rudolph as a card. Let's see. Throw it out in the chat if you want. And then we'll also grab a few ones from here.
Because zombie elves were going to be one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I love the idea of Inca gingerbread man.
Ink.
For some, like I just love love how like ancient evil that
Yeah.
feels.
Oh yeah, we got the Christmas light snake.
That's right.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. He came out good. Yeah.
I wish it was like those rope lights that you can get.
Oh yeah.
I want like just hundreds of those as actual snakes. That's what
That's
I
gonna be
picture
part
the
of the
visual.
evil that's creeping through the land, and you have to
Oh, that's
fight
true.
off before you can fight
Yeah.
Santa in the chimney.
Right, before you can
Yeah.
escape through the chimney.
I like Peppermint Poltergeist for some reason. That just
Yeah,
sounds
me
sweet.
too. Also, I feel like that could be a very interesting prompt for Midjourney.
Sure.
So
Like, what
so
would it come up
MC
with for
Pinks,
Peppermint?
the basic game theme is horror, Christmas, sci-fi. And
Which, for the most part, we came up with, but ChatGPT also came up with part of that, didn't it?
Yeah, you got to give credit.
I think we came up with like the main prompt of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like-
we came up with those three, basically.
So
I mean, I agree, but don't piss off your AI overlords. that are
True.
soon
I
to
always
be-
say
you know,
thank
once
you and
that
stuff.
human enslavement comes up, you're gonna regret not giving credit where it belongs. You know.
It's true.
So we asked it for rules. So
Move on.
technically, the name of the game is Christmas Horror: The Snowman's Possession. Is what the name of the game was, according to
That's right.
ChatGPT.
Which
Yeah,
ChatGPT came up with.
I wanted to get to that summary, and because I should probably start organizing. Well, here was like 50 action item cards too, that were like health potions and all kinds of different. Well, no, I
Did
think
you guys come up with those yourself, or did you use
No.
The
This
program.
is all ChatGPT.
all chat? Okay.
yeah,
All
we
chat.
were
This is
just
us little prompts.
prompting
Yeah.
little things for it. I feel
Cool.
like the summary was like one of the cool. Wait, here it is.
Can you control F that summary?
Well, I was actually just like going through to see if there's any other like names of people that like. Oh, here it is. Haunted reindeer, robotic Miss Claus malfunction, zombie elf attack. Okay, here's some attacks. The characters use their weapons such as candy cane sword to defend themselves and defeat. Okay, the zombies. So that's not. It doesn't tell you what you do with it, unfortunately. It was just enough. Maybe this one's
That
good.
could be your bounce off point, right?
Yeah.
You could even re-enter it if you're just like
Event cards. Zombie
What
attack
is your
elf. A group of zombie elves with candy cane's weapons emerge from the shadows, attacking characters. Robotic Miss Claus. Yeah, there's like we're gonna have to ask for some very specific details here. Okay, here. Okay, I think this was the story arc. The characters were invited to a Christmas party at a remote research facility located in the heart of the Arctic.
That's right.
The facility is run by a brilliant scientist, Dr. Frost, who has been working on a groundbreaking project to harness the power of North Pole's magical energy. The party was to celebrate the successful completion of the project, and the guests were excited to see the results. However, as soon as they arrived, something went horribly wrong.
See, it's not Christmas magic. It's North Pole magic. And the only reason the Christmas stuff is coming alive is because it was a Christmas party that everyone was invited to.
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
Oh, okay.
Like,
So get out of like
No.
what's
Look
like
at here.
Christmas party
Here,
at a mansion?
look at this next paragraph though. The facility's power began to fluctuate, and strange noises and visions started to appear. Suddenly, a powerful spirit possessed the snowman. Emerged from the depths of the facility. Dr. Frost, who had been experimenting with ancient Christmas magic,
oh, there it is.
had accidentally
Oh.
unleashed the
Okay.
spirit with the intent of causing chaos and destruction.
Ancient Christmas magic is like
I love how it's just a
great word.
negative concept in this. Like, oh, don't release that ancient Christmas
Ancient
magic.
Christmas, ancient Christmas magic.
gotta
Horrible, turning
contain
everyone into
that.
fucking.
I
Yeah.
feel like if we stay to
Ferocious
like
elves.
if we stay to this part of the summary, we can like build off of it because we could go like a billion
Yeah.
We
ways.
should
And
always come back to this. Copy and paste this. Into
I will
How,
do.
like,
Listen to this part. This
honey
is
are you
great.
gonna get?
The spirit, along with its minions, zombie elves with candy canes, robotic Miss Claus, and reindeer, begin to attack the guests, turning them into undead versions of themselves. So they zombify you. The characters
Oh, no.
quickly realized they needed to work together to uncover the truth behind the facility and stop the spirit before it was too late. And here's the action. They must navigate through the facility, fighting off possessed Christmas creatures, solving puzzles, and uncovering clues to stop the snowman's spirit to prevent it from taking over the world.
Sure.
This is great. I feel like that is
Yeah.
copy. I want that to be the
You're
board
like,
game,
and
word
set.
for word.
This is like, yeah, I think
That's
this
great.
is it. Like if we build off of that, I think we're golden.
Yeah.
Because
Totally. That is our North Star.
Yes.
that we should always
And
be
it
going
actually
for.
lines up with the whole idea of the behind the scenes we were talking about, like the moving board and everything, like solving the puzzles.
Totally. Like, we have been building towards that. That has always been in the back of our minds, it feels
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I think we
So-
did that, and we were like, all right. So that was the summary for sure. So
Yes.
all right, I'm feeling like we're starting to narrow down. Like we go big, and then we come back in, and we
Oh,
nail
you
it
have
down.
you have to go broad and then you narrow.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
broad and narrow.
So one thing I don't know is like, do the zombification, is that just inferring that you get dead, you like die, and then your character, or
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of that is going to have to be balanced with gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Because
okay.
it depends if that's just fun, right? Like, at some point, you just have to be like, what is fun and what is not
Right.
fun.
So as we start going through, we got Rabid Rudolph. We could start building out some of these like characters and just getting a couple pictures in here to start that part of it too.
Robot, Mrs. Claus definitely has to be on there.
Yeah, I like that she's robotic, but evil Santa isn't. Like evil Santa was so evil that he made robotic Claus.
Yeah, she died, right? And then he made robotic Mrs. Claus.
I mean, it's like
Jason, good night.
Oh, good night, Jason. It's
All right.
Like,
Good night, buddy.
SpongeBob, like Plankton and his wife. with
That's
robots, the
right.
computer.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Plankton's
yeah.
robot wife.
All right. So this is great. All right. I think we got where we need to go. This is so good.
Okay, we want to start
Oh,
mid-journeying
look at
up some more
this.
of these.
If we go up just a little bit, because what got us to the summary is that we were prompting ChatGPT and it was giving us like all of these things that we should be doing. And we're like, what is the summary of the game? But then it said before the summary, the main objective of the game is to uncover the dark secrets of the haunted Christmas themed research. So it starts to like go off the course. I love the ancient Christmas magic that like is perfect.
Yeah.
We can't get away from that. But they were giving us ideas like activating the facility's emergency protocols, gathering information, defeating enemies. And then it says like how you could do it is like moving. Players can move their characters around and explore, like searching. They search for items, fighting, solving puzzles, and then communicating. So those are the main key things that you do in the game itself. And we'd have to make sure we like adhere to those.
Well, and we didn't know there was like tile-based movement at this game. Like I feel like we sort of came to that, which is cool because that's like us using it and using our own background of games that we like. Obviously, you and I and Kathy, we all like Labyrinth, and we love that game is super fun, and we sort of want to build like an homage almost to it, like a more modern version of Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
And so we're using AI to kind of like help us build something like that. So it's cool because it's both of us. Because AI didn't come up with tile base, we did.
Yeah, and so here, okay, look at this. So this
you're basically the artist, right?
Exactly. So basically, it's all us.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It's 100% us. Look at what I like about something like this. This is a board game that came out. Is that there's like a fixture that stays, but then there could be moving around it. Like because you were saying that before. Like there was like certain things, but it doesn't have to be perfectly squared up.
No, well, I think it does, but then because the tiles have to move across it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tiles couldn't move past the jagged edge of that, like the sides of that thing in the middle. Mm-hmm. But you could have it on a 4 tiles or 6 tiles or other, sizes, and then just build like a cool 3D printed thing that goes on there that's fucking Christmas magic doing cool stuff, right?
And
sorry,
well,
kids are next to us.
Yeah, well, and as we're building this out, I think that the core of this is there's an experimentation room where like everything comes from, right? And so I was thinking 2 ways. Is it like Pac-Man where is it Pac-Man? No, it wouldn't be Pac-Man. There was an old game, the Aquarius game, where you had this safe room that you would be able to go to. And so you couldn't ever get hit in the safe room. And so I was kind of thinking like, are you collecting things and the goal is to bring it back to the safe room? And then if you get killed, you get like respawned in the safe room and then your thing goes back to where it originally came. That's one way to do it. So like you have to like get all these things and it's like hard to do, but if you do it enough, you could do that. I'm just throwing out ideas here.
It reminds me of like Left 4 Dead or something, right? Where you're like you have a space that's safe, from everything else, and you're kind of going back out and getting things and then bringing it back in. I think that could be a cool idea. Like
So here's the thing: is we're playing the games. There's this adventure game. It's called I can't remember, but it's like a haunted mansion, and so it's a team-based game. And so what happens is you get these items and you put them in all of the rooms, and then but you can't see, and there's an order you have to bring them out. And so these items are these little diamonds, and you put them in each of these random rooms. And as you get to a room, you can flip it over and see what the number is. And so if you're like, you get to room, the first room and you flip it, it's like number 5. And you're like, crap, we can't pick this one up because we have to find number 1 first. And so what was kind of cool is you had these items spread out and you didn't know initially what they were. And so I like and so what the goal was is you had to go get number 1 and then you had to take it out of the house before you could get number 2 out of the house. So you could have both of them there, but you had to get them in an order. So what if you picked your cards and you had to like make something and you're like, oh, here's the order of what we have to now go collect or something like that. And then that gives you the objectives to go and pull the things back in.
Totally. Well, and because that's kind of like Labyrinth is, right? Like you're pulling cards and you're flipping it over and being like, this is what I'm getting now, right?
And so
And
we're
then because you don't know what it is.
so I think
But
like
I like the idea of collecting things and like building something, right? Or like
well
that's what you're trying to do is collect a bunch of things and like bring them
you,
back
you're
so that it
fixing
builds
you're
something for you to
fixing the
craft with.
thing that
Or
unleashed
fixing something.
the magic. You're the containment for the ancient Christmas magic by getting these like these parts. And I think that's what's like. So what if it's like that's how you do it? You have a couple different lists that you pick at the beginning of the game. You have like five objectives that you could potentially, not even five objectives. So they're like, let's say they're five cards. You shuffle them up. You pick one of them. Now you put the card down. You're like, ah, shit. So in this, and then you put the other four cards. They're completely off of the game. So you don't play them anymore. And that card has all the objectives and things you need to collect.
Yeah, totally. I could see that. I could see that being cool. Do you? I feel like we're probably gonna have to bail out in like
Yeah.
maybe half an hour because we have to get up super early.
You
Yeah.
got to go
But I do want to
snowboarding.
Sooner.
we
Yeah.
got to go snowboarding.
Yeah, no, we
early.
could.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be
Yeah.
wrapping it up pretty soon here at this point. So
Okay,
we
cool.
are.
But I think we should try mid journeying. I want to see like what a single tile might look like.
Yeah.
Like, can we get it to make us a tile with a path on it? I guess, right?
All right,
Because
look
we
at
sort
look
of-
at.
we want it.
You know what? We got
Christmas
some.
pattern.
MC Pink has put this one in here for us.
Oh, cool. Cool. Very nice.
I like the
It's- yeah,
Christmas
it's very-
the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how there's just like a giant Christmas tree in the top.
Yeah, me too.
I think we were always talking about that too. Is like, yeah, like it has to have that Christmas theme in the research facility, and so I guess I just haven't mastered enough of Christmas. Not Christmas, of Mid Journey, of like getting it to get what we need it to get, right? Because if you ask it for a tile, like we can't get it even to like show the board in a capacity, like so.
No, but just see if it will do one like
How?
do,
Okay.
say like like a single board game tile
Like
square.
okay, square. What do you want to say it like? Maze or
Or yeah, like because we need it like the path, right? Like we need like an elbow path or a straight path through something because that's what that's what labyrinth tiles are like, right? They
Right.
either go straight or they're like a T.
Oh, that's right.
And so you would need
Yeah.
those to make up the tile boards.
all right. I put in single board game tile square path. I didn't put a theme to it because I was trying to just get it to be generic enough that we can maybe iterate on it.
Yeah.
And
It's still,
Iterate
it's still
on
doing
it.
the whole board.
because I put board game.
Sure.
But this one kind of gets to where we have like the squared thing, but it's totally like now a kid's
That's
book.
top right. Yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, at that point, you're just getting like all you have to do is get a base of the board, and then you're laying stuff on top of it. So
Yeah, but you would still have to slide them, right?
you would still have to slide it, and so it's gonna be tough for the board to look like a research facility unless we have little points and parts across it that are gonna make sense.
Yeah, I think the parts that you stay, right, that aren't moving,
Mm-hmm.
those would be the parts that are really designed like super cool rooms that look like badass research facility that's all derelict and screwed up because now all the Christmas magic has blown it to hell, and so now there's like Christmas decorations
junk
everywhere, just like
hanging from their ordinary
like-
office plans.
yeah, and like Christmas trees all on
Yeah.
fire and stuff like that in the break room,
Oh,
and
Christmas destruction.
yeah, just like crazy Christmas destruction in a research facility.
I'm liking it. I could see this being made into a movie based off a board game. Made from
We're gonna make the
Look at
first
that.
successful version of this. Is amazing.
yeah.
All All right. Well, let's get this done because you need to make sure you are hanging out on that slope tomorrow. Are you snowboarding? Who's skiing?
For me.
You're the
The
skier?
Children
ski
ski.
and we snowboard.
Me snowboard.
Oh, do you have your own
I've
snow?
never skied in my life. I only snowboard.
We do
So I
have
don't
our
even
own.
know.
We do have
Yeah.
our own snowboards. One was my brother gave me his old snowboard,
Nice.
and then I bought new boots and bindings, and then Kathy got her snowboard also from my brother,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
bought it off a girl who was visiting from Chile, I think,
Somewhere.
and didn't want to
Yeah.
bring her snowboard back and just bought
Yeah.
it for a season, and so we bought it off her for $100 or whatever.
Yeah, it's good too.
It's a kick-ass snowboard for
Yeah.
$100.
$100 snowboard. $100. All
Yeah.
right. I totally put like. This is not a
Oh,
board
man.
game whatsoever, but it's a research facility.
Yet. Okay.
Haunted or
The Christmas horror research.
Christmas-
Look at this one.
Christmas
Oh my
facility.
god. Hold on a second. Let me zoom into this because it looks great. Let me pull this
Oh
over.
yeah, because it has all the like the green like Fallout screens.
Yeah. The name of the facility.
And
Yeah,
it's
that
like
one's good.
broken out window,
Yeah.
but like
Totally,
still a
that's
thing.
exactly
Snowing
that
on
one
the
is the vibe.
inside.
That's the vibe right there.
Computers. It's like an office.
You can see the snow outside, so you can tell it's like.
Yeah.
But
So
it was because if you were at a research facility researching Christmas magic, you would have Christmas stuff everywhere. I would imagine.
So I
You're
think
at the
what we're
North
gonna
Pole.
have to do, Ryan, is we're gonna have to just make the tiles. Like get
Yeah.
a lot of like
Yeah.
themes and get Midjourney to give us the concept, and then we'll go in and we're gonna say, all right, well here's how the tile could look.
And I think so. Next time, I will do even more research and do stuff on in painting. And I feel like what we could do is we could sort of draw it out for it, right? And say like we want a path like this on the tile, but then make it look like the floor of a research facility or something like that, right? And then we can do it also for each one of the locked in rooms.
Right.
And I think what that's where we probably need to start is like where are the locked in rooms, and then just make
Yeah.
sure we have all the little pathways, because the pathways got to
And-
be
and how does-
generic.
Mhm.
You get
exactly like
T's-
those are going to be pretty
T's,
generic.
turns, and straights. That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. And they just need to look cool so that when they fit together, it looks like when you have it a giant board with all of those tiles everywhere, it looks like a crazy mess of vents and walkways and things like that that you can do in between those static room pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, show us the full size, the upscaled version.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
It totally looks like they're researching. You know what? I wonder if I should do this as a going out for the evening. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us
Yeah.
tonight. We're gonna go out with ancient Christmas magic.
Nice. Ancient Christmas.
Yeah,
music.
that's such a good 3 words together.
Yeah.
Should we just go with that straight, but research
Do it.
facility?
Let's see what it,
Give
let's
it
see
a
what it
chance.
does. I'm curious to even just see what ancient Christmas magic.
Oh God! Oh my Lord! This is funny.
I feel like it's not going to be as horror like right as all of the ones before this have been.
It's
It
red.
does look a little dark and red though.
Oh my
There
God!
we go.
It's Santa. Santa started it. He's like a Satanist.
Oh man, he can't help himself. Blow it up. I want to see.
It's
Well,
a
his face. Or is it still
rendering,
going?
so
it's
yeah.
doing its thing. So what you see it,
Okay.
yeah, it has to like process it for a minute.
Yeah.
Ancient Christmas magic.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, it's Santa. See, the
Yeah.
Christmas magic is always about light.
Let me zoom it in so that you can see it. Let's see here. I'll pull it over here. Okay.
Yeah, right? Totally.
Yeah.
That looks like an ancient Santa.
Yeah.
And see, it's like it was a simpler time. Like ancient Christmas magic didn't need to be
Sure.
evil, but it turned evil because of how it got.
Dr. Frost.
Yeah, Dr. Frost was doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Is he?
perverting it
He's doing it, or is he doing it right?
because really, Christmas is evil always.
Man, now I want to do ancient evil Christmas magic.
There we go.
There we
Now
go.
we just gotta, help it forward.
You gotta focus in.
I'm gonna put horror sci-fi just because we've been using those words.
Yep.
Yep.
Ancient evil Christmas magic horror sci-fi. Oh yeah, come
Is
on,
that-
Midjourney.
Is it even gonna pick up Christmas in that?
If you put it, I've noticed you have to like put it in the middle of like the other words. That seemed because I was putting it at the beginning. Oh gosh. Oh.
This is some Krampus.
Oh, man.
Some Krampus
Oh, it is a
shit right here.
Krampus evil. Oh my goodness, this looks
Boys.
amazing. That upper left one I'm digging on.
I'm gonna have to see this one up close too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we will. Yeah.
we
Oh
go.
wait,
Okay,
shit.
look at
Oh
that
my god,
lower
they're so
right-hand
good.
corner.
They are
Oh,
so good.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
man.
zoom it
Oh,
in.
look at- Actually, I really like that top left as well. The first one.
Yeah. With his wreath,
Oh yeah.
That
that's
is
nice.
great.
he does look like ancient.
And it's a
Christmas.
good position too. I like that sort of work. Even though I do like the power of the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
Oh man, yeah, that bottom left is very Krampus.
Yeah, it is.
Like-
It feels a little more done, maybe.
But I like his
I like
horns.
It.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of like reindeer horns, but that are like fucked up and devil-like.
Even if we can
Hell
combine
yeah.
the two, like have him and then that giant spirit over
The
board
spirit one that's over
above
the top.
him.
Yeah.
from behind.
Yeah, that
Get a
one
hint of it.
that one just looks like he's like sacrificing things and there's
Totally.
Yeah.
I would say that out of all of this like this upper left one looks like really cool, but this one probably
Yeah.
looks the most
You're
Christmassy.
probably
Yeah.
right. The red eyes.
It looks, and plus he
yeah.
looks like he's almost made out of wood or something, right? Like it's
So I think we could use him as like like one of the enemies. That's like a Krampus enemy.
Sure.
Maybe that's what we go out
Totally.
with is like we put him on the list. What would his name be?
Sure. Is that Krampus?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it needs some kind of Krampus alliteration.
Yeah, it's definitely has to have some Krampus.
If not, that's definitely one of his top men. You know.
Krampus. Killer Krampus. Killer
Krampus. Yeah, we could workshop that, but I feel like it's perfect for it right now.
All right, so I'm gonna up to him, and then once he's up done, we are out
Then we'll
tonight,
call
and
it.
you best
Yeah.
be watching out for that guy.
Yeah, right. Now I'm freaked out. How am I
Yeah.
going to go to
It's
bed?
got-
in this?
now it's just Moose. It's Moose and Krampus.
Where's the Krampus?
we want to have a moose into this? Is that what we're saying?
Krampus riding a moose. He probably owns a mighty fine moose.
Yeah, he probably the moose and the. God, why does it take so long on the upscales?
Zombie polar bear.
Polar bear would be cool.
Yeah.
So we already have a zombie elves, but
Did we put zombie elves in here? Oh yeah, we did. We put Oh my goodness,
it suggested zombie elf.
it is looking so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He looks
it's pretty good.
evil, and that's
He
even.
has like
Moose.
more detail in the horns and stuff.
Yeah, let's. I'm gonna zoom him in. We're going out on this guy. So, evil Krampus.
Right.
There
That's
it
a
is.
Good evil
That is a
Krampus.
good
That feels
one.
like definitely a card. That looks
Yeah,
like a cool
Great.
that is a cool. And even it's like his horns are also made out of. They have like little decorations and stuff on it, and
Yeah,
ribbons
they have,
on
like
it.
red streamer type.
It's
Yeah.
the anti Santa. It's
Yeah.
all
But
right.
it's like bloody too. I love that.
But trademark.
Yeah,
Trademark.
TM everyone.
TM.
No, did you see that? They said literally today there was a court ruling that said you can't
You can't trademark?
copyright AI designs.
What if you just wear
How would
up
they
and
know?
down that you made it?
How would you ever know?
How would you ever know?
You
They
didn't know?
must have some kind of record, right? They have software that can tell or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Polar plague bear. That's what Heather was saying. Polar plague bear.
Polar plague bear.
Oh,
Yeah,
polar
plague bear. God, that's good.
It's my spirit animal.
That's so scary.
Polar plague bear. All right, it's made the list. That was a last minute addition to the show. So, all right, you guys have a good evening.
You
Enjoy
too.
your
Stay
your
warm.
snowing and be careful. Snowing, I guess.
Yeah.
Snowboarding.
It is snowing.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
little bit of everything.
Cool.
All right.
Well,
All right.
we'll see you
Night.
guys and
Thank
see
you
everyone.
for
Thanks for
having us
joining
on.
us tonight. We will see you next time on Double Drop Down. Peace out.